Tomorrow, the Social Security Administration is sending out checks to millions of recipients, and this payment includes something we haven't seen in months: an actual increase in your benefits. Here's what's happening right now. Nearly 7.5 million people across the U.S. are set to receive a payment on New Year's Eve, which is tomorrow. That's your January 2026 payment arriving early, and it's the first check that includes the new cost of living adjustment. But here's the part that's going to surprise a lot of people. Some recipients are about to get two payments in January, and there's also been talk about a proposed $200 monthly increase that was supposed to start on January 1st. This matters because the timing of these payments can completely throw off your budget if you're not prepared, and there's a lot of confusion about what's actually increasing, who's getting paid when, and what happened to that extra $200 a month that was being discussed in Congress. I've been tracking the official SSA payment schedule and the latest figures from the agency, and I'm going to break down exactly what's landing in your account, when it's coming, and what you need to know about the amounts. But first, there's one specific group of people who are getting paid twice in January, and if you don't understand why, you could easily overspend thinking you've got extra money. Let's start with who's getting paid tomorrow on New Year's Eve. If you receive supplemental security income, December 31st is your payment date for January 2026. SSI checks are typically issued on the first day of each month, but because January 1st is a federal holiday, your payment gets moved forward to the nearest working day. This happens whenever the first falls on a weekend or holiday, so SSI recipients almost always get paid in advance. Now here's the detail that matters. This New Year's Eve payment is the first of 3 consecutive months where your SSI check is going out at the end of the previous month. And next month, you're going to see something unusual. In January, SSI recipients are in line to receive 2 payments. That's because February 1st falls on a weekend, so your February payment is coming early on January 30th. That means 2 deposits in January, then nothing in February. This isn't bonus money or an error, it's just advanced timing, but you need to budget for it because that second January payment has to stretch through the entire month of February. So who actually qualifies for SSI? The program serves 7.4 million beneficiaries across the U.S., according to the latest SSA figures. It's aimed at low-income, low-resource individuals who are either over 65 or have a disability. Unlike Social Security programs like retirement benefits, survivor checks, or SSDI, SSI eligibility doesn't depend on paying Social Security taxes. It's purely needs-based. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. Many Social Security recipients don't even know they're eligible for SSI or other state and federal benefits on top of what they're already getting. If you've never looked into whether you qualify for additional programs, that's something worth checking because you could be leaving money on the table. Now let's talk about the actual payment amounts because this is where the increase comes in. As of November 2025, SSI recipients were paid a monthly average of $717.90. But tomorrow's check on December 31st is the first one to include the 2.8% cost of living adjustment. That's right, the COLA for 2026 is 2.8%, and it applies to SSI, retirement benefits, SSDI, and survivor benefits across the board. The SSA confirmed this increase back in October when they announced the adjustment. For SSI, the maximum amount available to an individual is going up from $967 per month to $994. Some estimates are putting it at $997, but either way, we're talking about an increase of around $27 to $30 per month for people getting the maximum benefit. If you're getting the average payment of about $718, that 2.8% increase works out to roughly $20 more per month. It's not a huge jump, but it's the first real increase you've seen since last year's adjustment. Now here's the frustration that a lot of recipients are feeling. Even with this increase, the payment still doesn't come close to covering current living expenses. We're not even hitting $1,000 a month for maximum SSI benefits, and inflation is eating away at what that money can actually buy. A number of analysts and experts have pointed out that if the SSA changed the metric they use to calculate cost of living adjustments, from CPIW to CPIE, benefits could increase by somewhere between $300 to $500 more than they currently are. CPIE is the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, and it tracks the actual cost that seniors face, which tend to be higher in categories like healthcare. But so far there's been no movement on changing that formula. There's also the issue of state supplements. Some SSI beneficiaries are eligible to receive additional payments from their state on top of the federal amount. These vary widely depending on where you live. Some states bundle the supplement with your federal payment. Others send it separately on a different schedule. If you're in California, New York, or a handful of other states, you might see your total SSI come in two parts, so don't panic if the first deposit looks lower than expected. Now let's cover the payment schedule for everyone else receiving Social Security benefits in January. Most recipients of retirement, SSDI, and survivor benefits will get their January money on the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of the month, depending on their birthday. Here's how it breaks down. If you were born between the 1st and 10th of the month, your payment date is Wednesday, January 14th. That's the second Wednesday. Born between the 11th and 20th, you're getting paid on Wednesday, January 21st, the third Wednesday. And if you were born between the 21st and 31st, your payment comes on Wednesday, January 28th, the fourth Wednesday. This 3-Wednesday schedule doesn't apply to everyone, though. If you started claiming retirement, survivor, or SSDI benefits before May 1997, you're considered a long-term beneficiary and you get paid on a different schedule. Your payment date is Friday, January 2nd. Normally you'd be paid on the 3rd of each month, but because January 3rd falls on a weekend, it's being moved up to the 2nd. So if you receive both SSI and regular Social Security benefits, you're actually getting two payments in early January, one on December 31st for your SSI and another on January 2nd for your retirement or SSDI benefit. Now here's the part that's been causing a lot of confusion and frustration: the proposed $200 monthly increase. You may have heard about a proposal from Democratic leaders including Elizabeth Warren, Ron Wyden, and Chuck Schumer to provide a fixed $200 monthly increase to all Social Security recipients. That would work out to $1,200 over 6 months, and it was supposed to start on January 1st and run through July 2026. So what happened to it? The short answer is nothing. It never got approved. The proposal is still sitting there with no vote, no movement, no action. And this is what frustrates so many people. When Congress needs to pass bills that send billions of dollars to other countries or fund other priorities, those bills get approved overnight. But when it comes to legislation that would directly help seniors and people on disability benefits, it doesn't even make it to a vote. This isn't the first time we've seen proposals like this come up and go nowhere. There have been multiple attempts over the years to provide additional monthly payments to Social Security recipients, especially during times of high inflation or economic stress. But without enough support in Congress, they just sit in committee. The reason this matters right now is because a lot of people heard about the $200 proposal and assumed it was happening. They budgeted for it, planned around it, and now they're realizing that extra money isn't coming. If you were counting on that increase, you need to adjust your expectations because as of right now, there's no sign it's going to pass. So let's pull everything together. If you're on SSI, your January payment is hitting your account tomorrow, December 31st. That payment includes the new 2.8% COLA increase, which brings the maximum individual benefit to $994 per month. In January, you'll also receive a second payment on the 30th for February, giving you 2 deposits in 1 month. If you're on SSDI, retirement, or survivor benefits, your January payment depends on your birthday and when you started claiming. Long-term beneficiaries who started before May 1997 get paid January 2nd. Everyone else gets paid on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th Wednesday based on birth date. The 2.8% increase applies to all Social Security programs, so you should see a bump in your payment amount compared to last year. Just remember that if you have Medicare premiums or other deductions coming out of your check, those may have increased too, which could offset some of the COLA. As for the proposed $200 monthly increase, that's not happening right now. It was never approved by Congress, and there's no indication it will be anytime soon. If you're seeing a payment amount that doesn't match what you expected, give it a day to fully process, then check your online account through the My Social Security portal or contact SSA directly to see if there are deductions or adjustments you weren't aware of. If this cleared up the confusion about what's coming and when, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. I cover these payment schedules every month, especially when there are timing changes or new adjustments like this. And if you've got questions about your specific situation or want to know more about maximizing your benefits, drop a comment below. I'll do my best to help out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.